Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Jacob. I'm with Darrell. I'm with Mikal. And this is Right on Point. It's a show made by fans for the fans. And we're going to be talking about everything under the sun that has to do with sports. Today's going to be mainly a basketball topic because basketball is what's hot right now. And we're in the midst of playoff season. So we're going to get right into basketball. But before we begin, I'm gonna get to my hot topic. It's something that I'm passionate about, that I need to discuss, that I need to get off my chest. Now, I don't know
Here we
if
go.
these guys are gonna agree with it, but it has to be said. So I'm
Has to
gonna
be
go to
said.
the NBA. I'm gonna go to the NBA. So the Memphis Grizzlies, they were without John Morant. John Morant, he's been suspended for 8 games, 9 games. During that span, they went on a winning streak. It's led by Dylan Brooks as a spiritual, mental leader, you could say. But on court, the
Oh
guy
boy.
who's been standing out is Jaren Jackson Jr. Jaren
Okay.
Jackson Jr. He's putting up over 20 points a game. He's catching rebounds. He's making threes. He's playing great defense. I've never been a fan of his offensive game, but I've always known he's had talent. I've always said, like, this guy is talented. I just hate his game. I hate his game. That's changing over the past 8 games when John Morant's been out. And now I really believe the Memphis Grizzlies should run the offense around Jaren Jackson Jr. and not John Morant. I really believe that. I think I think Jaren Jackson I think Jaren Jackson Jr. is the future of the Memphis Grizzlies, and I think John Morant is second fiddle to Jaren Jackson Jr. on the Grizzlies. So that's my
Wow.
hot take. I think Jaren Jackson Jr.
Woo.
is the future because he's he's the most unique
Woo.
player on that team. Athleticism dies, and that's what John Morant has. He has athleticism. He does have smarts, but his standout uniqueness is his athleticism.
Yeah, this
Jaren
is hot.
Jackson Jr.'s standout
Flame it.
uniqueness is
This
his
is
height,
flaming for real.
his shooting, his height, his shooting, and his defense. So Jaren Jackson Jr., you're the future of the Memphis Grizzlies, I believe. Just he needs to walk in that confidence, and he needs to go out and show it. So that's my take. That's my hot take.
Let me just say
Oh
one
my.
thing. I'm gonna let Darrell do this because
Yeah.
y'all two been having that JJJ argument for a
Yeah.
while. But as you were speaking and saying, I'm like, that's not even a hot. Like, what are you like? Okay, Jared
It's
Jackson
not a
is
hot
good.
take.
We knew that. But then you mentioned Ja, and then and I'm like, oh my god. And I'm like, oh my god.
That's what
I
has
went
me
from
like.
what is hot about this take to oh my god.
He has me.
And I
He has
and
me conflicted
I'm
right
gonna
now.
let Darrell. I'm gonna let y'all two battle this out, but I'm
Okay.
just gonna say when you're wrong about something, Jacob, it doesn't mean you go from one side of one complete like from far. All right, let's put it in politics. When you're wrong about something, it doesn't mean you go from far left to far right, bro.
You
It
go with
doesn't mean you
politics,
go from
really?
far left.
Yo.
It doesn't go from Jared Jackson is a bum to Jared Jackson should be the cornerstone piece of the Memphis
Yo.
Grizzlies. That's
Hold
not
on,
how it works,
wait.
bro.
I never said he's a bum. I never said he's a bum. I said offensively, he's garbage. I never liked his offensive game. That's what I said.
I'm gonna let Darrell
His
break this
defensive
down,
game.
and y'all
Huh?
two.
Defensively.
No. I didn't like his offensive game and his post defense. Post defense.
Now you want to specify? Okay.
I didn't say that. I never said.
All right. Fine.
Go ahead.
Whatever.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go
All right.
ahead. It was
First
your
of
turn.
all, dude, I am really conflicted right now because because I don't even know how to argue that because he knows like I have some love. I have love for Ja.
Uh huh.
In recent weeks, which is like with all the shenanigans, I'm just like, all right, you know what? I think I'm just gonna scale off him because of that until he gets his head right. And then of course, I also like JJ, as Jacob knows.
Yeah,
I was defending Jared Jackson Jr. last year,
yeah,
even though Jacob had some points. But for me now, I was like, look, man, I know that JJ is going to continue to get better, but the way Jacob was arguing at the time, he made it seem like JJ is a bum. the way he was like arguing, so it makes us feel like you're going from like left all the way to the far right, or from the far right all the way to the far left. But the shocker to me is like the fact that you're saying he's a cornerstone for the
for the
of
Memphis.
the franchise, right? As he should be the head.
Yes.
It's weird that I'm about to say this. I can't believe I'm saying this.
You agree?
I kind of get what you're saying based on his skill set and his talent, but Ja, as of right now, is the guy, and I'm struggling to say that because the way JJ has been playing, you can actually make a case. You know what? It feeds into one of my commentaries for today. When it comes to the Memphis Grizzlies, I'm at a point where I don't really know who's really the leader. Because you have Dylan Brooks, who's always talking as if he's like the guy.
Yeah.
There's times Desmond Bain shows up and he plays like he's the guy. There's times Josh shows up, but the way he shows up is usually like electrifying plays.
Real quick, can I
Never really like he took over the game kind of thing. But then there are times when JJ plays, you can plays in a way as if he took over the game because he's playing on both ends.
Right.
So it's very hard to figure out who's really the guy. So that's gonna be my take for like right now. So I'll let you jump in.
Yeah. Can I just say, Dylan Brooks? Is it possible that he's like the vocal leader, and JJ should be the on court guy that gets the ball, that gets the touches when you need a basket or when you need a score, when you're just in a drought. He's the focal point of that offense, while John Moran is just like the explosive
Damn, I
number two.
strongly disagree with this, but continue.
I can't call JJ the cornerstone of the offense because JJ is not known for like you know how like a Joker, you give him the ball, high post, he could pass, and you make all the passes
He's
and stuff like
operating that whole offense.
Yeah, JJ doesn't do that, and that's why I can't go that you should build around him. If JJ ever figures that out in his play,
Has he even had the
then
workload to where you could say that?
This
This is not a.
this past game, these
No.
past couple of games, I've seen him do
Yeah,
something.
because that's what I said. He's going off these past couple of games as a
Can we-
totality? No, I can't say JJ should be the guy as of right now. I'm not doing that.
You know why I'm going off?
It's still Ja's team.
You know why
One that can bring the ball up court
I'm going
and
off
run the plays.
I'm going off these past couple of games just because I've seen him do a lot of things differently. Like I've seen him handle the ball. I've seen him pass it to the right guy at the right time. I've seen him take the appropriate amount of dribbles. I've seen him do a lot of things that's different that he wasn't doing last year. And that he wasn't even doing this year. I'm like, what the hell? Where has this been? And I think it's because John Morant was the focal point of that offense. Even last year, when John Morant was out, they were still winning games. And
I was gonna touch on that in a second, but yeah,
and he was
I was gonna
So-
touch
I was
on
gonna say
that.
that too, Mick.
Go
All
ahead,
right.
Mick, but
All
you
right,
go, Mick.
All right. So last year, goes to the argument where where a lot of people were saying the Memphis Grizzlies were better when Ja Morant, which I thought was completely, and I'm not even a Ja fan, but I thought was completely idiotic or whatever the case may be. All right, so Golden State Warriors
It's crazy.
series, Ja got injured in the middle of game 3 or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was game 3.
I think so.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I see all this, like I see all the stuff, the record without Ja, 23 and 1 or 2 losses, something, 23 wins, 1 or 2 losses or something like that. Then they
Right, it
won,
was something
I
like
guess
that.
they
Yeah.
won one more game without Ja against the Warriors, then the Warriors beat them, right?
Hmm.
So like I feel like we put way too much, and I say this a lot. I said this over. We put way too much attention on the regular season, and like
Yep.
we wait the regular season way too much. And like when it comes to the playoff, I'm not saying JJ is a bum in the playoffs or anything like that, but and
Hmm.
even at the time, he wasn't even considered the number two. A lot of people considered Bane to be the guy to right the ship or whatever the
Yeah.
case may
Yeah.
be, even though he's a
Yeah.
catch and shoot type of player, whatever. But like we put too much
Hmm.
stock into the regular season. Oh, look what they did when he was out. Look what I remember the Kawhi year. Oh, they were 17-5 without Kawhi. If Kawhi doesn't play the Raptors, because still the Raptors weren't doing a damn thing. The Raptors weren't gonna do a damn thing without Kawhi Leonard in those playoffs. You saw what happened in that Sixers series when all of them choked up, and it was Kawhi who had to carry them to the victory to the Eastern Conference Finals. We put way too much
Right.
stock into the regular season, where
Exactly.
82 games, where it's like we make. I feel like we have to you have to have some type of playoff resume to your name. You have to do some of these things in the playoffs before you start making these predictions about players or whatever the case may be. To say he should be the face, the
Yeah. I was
cornerstone
like,
of the Grizzlies, all for
I can't
five,
call that yet.
6. No, it was more games because Ja was injured at a point to whatever the case may be. All
It was
maybe
nine
15
games.
games.
Yeah, I was gonna say approximately 10.
All
Yeah.
right, so to
Yeah.
say
Hmm.
he should be the face off of 10 regular season games is crazy. And that is a flaming hot take. I
Yeah.
disagree. I don't even think he's had the load of a cornerstone franchise where your usage rate is in the high 30s. You're kind of,
He's
Yeah.
had.
sort of, even if you're not taking the most shots on the team, in the case of Joker, you're operating the whole offense. The offense runs around you. So, like, JJ,
Hmm.
he's I'm not even sure he's had the most shot attempts in any game. Has he? In
He
any
has.
he has?
He has.
Over
In the
Dylan
past
Brooks chuck
recent.
himself?
Yeah,
All
over
right.
Dylan Brooks. Not a lot, but Dylan Brooks have had games where he's just going crazy taking shots.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, that's Dylan Brooks.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
like
It's
to
Yeah,
say
like
he's
yeah,
a
exactly what Mick said. Yeah,
to,
but
that was one of my points I was gonna make because I didn't want to be long winded because I was like that's why I can't go that route, and that's what I'm saying. This is a hot take because the reason why I said I was conflicted is because I actually like JJ, but not to the point I'm gonna say he's a cornerstone. I do agree, like he's been improving. I can give him points for improving
hmm
his game, but I agree with Mick. Like his point was very astute because it was like, dude, we need more of a body of work. So as of right now, I can legitimately say it's really Josh's team because at the end of the day, the playoffs, like Mick said, look, it's easy. Like the regular season, it's like a lot of teams are great running around, fast breaks. Another point of emphasis I want to make with that record last year, I have to also look back and look at the quality, like what was the wins, the quality of those wins, like who did they really play against in that time span, that kind of thing.
yeah,
And I think that was also in question at the time as well. Of course, the media will just run with just the record. They look at the number and they just run with it,
right.
and then figure out a way just to maybe diminish a player, whether it's not even because Ja wasn't even doing anything for him to be. They just created a narrative
yeah.
out of nowhere just to be like, oh yeah, they're playing better out him record wise, and then yeah, they do a little couple analytics here and there, but it's like it's that whatever they were bringing up, it's like, come on, bro, I bet you I could find another team, um, that's a championship team that probably has somewhere close to the same analytics. Why I say that? Because recently I was trying to figure out who do I want as a contender? Who do I think is going to go to the next round? And I was literally looking at stats and advanced stats, and I'm looking at it. It's like, dude, a lot of these teams, the spread, the margin where it comes to certain stats is like 5 more rebounds than this person, 3 more assists than that team. If it's a huge disparity where it's like 10 more assists than from one team to the next, then obviously, obviously that's probably a bottom feeder team compared to the top to the top seeded team in the league. So the point I'm making is they'll just run with any narrative to fit. They'll run with any stat line to fit whatever it is they're saying.
Facts.
So that's really what I'm gonna say right there when it comes, because Ja wasn't doing anything wrong. The only thing wrong was the recent
Yeah.
stuff.
Can I address both points
Yeah,
real
yeah.
quick? About
Go.
the regular season, I agree with you. We put too much stock in it, but there's certain things you could nitpick and say, hey, that could translate.
Mm-hmm.
For
I
example,
agree.
his height, he's 7'1",
Mm-hmm.
he could shoot, and he could play pick and roll, and he can handle the ball pretty well. That I didn't even realize he can handle the ball pretty well. I think that could translate. That's why I'm saying, hey, you got to like hone in on his talent and see what you got in him. And I think you got a superstar because like he finally started playing and making smart decisions with the basketball, like not taking stupid shots, not not passing the ball away when it shouldn't be passed, when he has the advantage over a defender, things like that. So I believe he has a chance now to show up as a superstar. While John Morant's game, it's not. I don't want to say he relies on athleticism so much because I think he's a smart player. But one of the reasons why he's so great right now is his athleticism, and athleticism dies.
I agree.
Like that goes away all the time. That's why I believe J is the future because his game is not predicated on just athleticism. It's his height and his shots. And now he can handle the ball and now he's making smarter decisions. That's the guy I would want to go with. And
Josh,
see what we
22
got.
years old. That athleticism ain't going away anytime soon. Is he 22, 22, 23? That
Yeah,
He'll be 20.
athleticism not
probably
going
22,
away
23.
anytime soon.
And then as for JJ, he's another. I mean, if you're gonna be the leader in shot blocks, he also has athleticism too.
No,
So
right.
so it's like what I'm trying to say is like he's also relying on athleticism as well. I think most stars rely on athleticism for the most part, but they do so. But I get what you're saying when it comes to skill. You need the skill to carry you like for longevity. But right now, we need more data on JJ, and I like JJ, so
And Ja
I'll be the
has
biggest advocate. But I'm glad
And
you.
Ja has a lot of finesse around the rim. It ain't just like it's not like a Westbrook thing where he just boom. There's a lot of finesse with what he's doing, like a Kyrie kind of
but
like finesse at the rim at times.
there's a lot of fast twitchy things that he does where he like explodes up to the sky and he moves in the sky. It's like a lot of quick bursts.
There is that.
JJ doesn't have to rely on that because of his length, and his height. So that's what that we could get into this more and more as the playoff goes on. I think we're gonna see, and we're gonna have this discussion again. I really
We
believe
definitely will.
Well,
that.
yeah, it'll probably come up again because um, I'm not sure what topic we're gonna start off with, but I do have something to say about the Kings.
You
So,
want to go?
Rub, you want me to
Yeah,
say it
yeah.
now?
Right.
All right. So, in my deep dive on trying to figure out who I think will at least somehow get to the second round, I have yet to even. I have actually I had a pick to the finals out of the West, but a certain somebody had to get injured, so it just kind of like it threw me for a loop. A loop.
Me too. Me
So
too.
now I don't even know again. I was literally on the cusp of saying the Clippers are going to get out of the Western Conference and get there. But then as soon as I believed it, the injury happens, and I'm just like, what the heck? And then as soon as I believe the Knicks will get out the will get to the second round, they lose to Tyrion Prince. Then I was like, all right, let me give them a chance for the next game. Then they lose to Miami, and I'm like, it's like what, Orlando? Oh God. If they lose to Orlando, then I know that I get out the second round at this point. Those are like my 2 points. But the Kings,
Just quick note on Paul George: is a knee sprain, 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, they said 2 to 3 weeks, so that's why. Yeah, that's why I'm not like, it's 2 to 3 weeks, but it does still concern me because these guys have not
the chemistry
played like. And a lot of teams, believe it or not, a lot of teams are following the same category. I was looking at some interesting stats where, like, I was looking at, like, 5-man lineups and who has the most continuity
probably
with each
Kings.
other. Who would have thought? The dang Sacramento Kings.
The Kings.
The Sacramento Kings, they're starting 55 games. Literally the most in the NBA. I'm like, what do you know? I was like, wow. So now I'm looking at other stuff like, what did they do? How did they score? Trying to get a couple of things. I said, I think they can actually get to the second round. Because, like, I was like, when you said, Mick, when you said that you were snoring, I was like, I'm not going to snore. Because I think they're good enough to get to the second round. But we were, like, thinking, like, the old guard will trump them because the old guard has experience. But now I'm going to build a case for the Kings.
Okay.
When it comes to getting out of the second round, I'm not going far as him saying go to the conference final because I know you have to get through the Clippers to do that. So if the standings are how they are, you have to get through the Clippers, and I'm gonna have the Clippers defeat them. Or Memphis, yeah, because I have another take on Memphis. I think Memphis can actually go far, but once again, it depends on. It really depends on how the standings are. But with the Kings, I think they can get to the second round. Continuity with each other. They're move the ball well. They attack the rim. They're actually decent. Funny enough, I think they're one of the top teams in three point shooting. I think they are, if I recall. Yeah. I'm like, wow. Which is good. Because we know past teams, to get far, you got to know how to shoot the rock. And then I think their free throw shooting is actually pretty good too. So it's those little things like I look at. Yeah, if you run into a Minnesota, I think you can beat Minnesota. And also they have health on their side. And when I look at the other teams, they're just constantly banged up. They're constantly dealing with injuries. And the youth that they have, they're going to keep running up and down the court. Even though playoffs are going to be, they're going to tend to be a more of a half court type game. They're good in the half court because they do move the ball around. They're one of the top teams in the NBA to actually move the ball around and pass. That's key in half court. So when I look at those things, I'm like, yeah, I can definitively say I think they can get out the second round. They can get out the first round and go to the second round. I don't think they'll flop in the first round. And if they do, then, well, it is what it is.
All right.
But I'm going to go because I think it's time to get away from the old guard. I think we're all trying to hold on to the old, and we're not trying to get in with the new.
All right, let me just jump in real quick, then Jacob could take it. I disagree. I agree with all, like, I understand all those points, right? But I disagree with the old guard.
I know Mick is going
to. I don't know. Like, that all looks and sounds great. The Kings are a good team. They balling. I just can't. Like, I look at 4. All right, I just look at 4 through 10 real quick, and these are all within a half a game, 1.5 games apart. You have the Suns.
And I got an extra buffer.
So you have the Suns with KD potentially coming back next month. You have I know you said we got to get rid of the old guard and stuff like that, but then you have the Clippers. They should probably have PG back. You have the Warriors, who have been horrendous on the road, and like without Gary Payton too, and then Wiggins, a lot of that defense is gone. But it's the Warriors. They're the defending champs. You have Minnesota. That's a team that I think they could steal a series from. But even at the same time, that's tough.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're getting Ant back tonight or something. I think they're getting Ant back tonight.
Oh,
Not
I didn't
Ant,
know that.
Towns. I think they're getting Towns back tonight. So we'll.
Oh yeah, he's back.
That's what I said. I mean, that's something. That's something. That means the Kings got to go to. The Kings got to defend them. You have OKC. You have OKC at 8. That's a series they could definitely take 100%. You have the Mavs at 9. And I'm a Mavs fan. And that's a series they could take, but Mavs running up and down the floor with them fast. I think that's a 7-game series. You have the Lakers. I
I think it'll be
think
6-7.
I'm
Yeah.
higher on the Lakers than I was. AR-15. They're talking about him getting a $50 million contract. A $50 million. Go figure. Then you have D'Lo playing good. Anthony Davis said he's finally going to play a back-to-back for once in his life.
That's a burden him to say
AR-15, man.
that.
You ain't see him 35 the other night, then 26, 28. AR, okay, my bad. I don't know. That 4 through 10, it depends who lands at 6. And then I just have I don't know. When it comes to me, I value experience in the playoffs. It's hard for me to pick a young team when I feel like they don't have a definitive superstar yet. Like everything looks good and everything. Like you just look at analytics, you look at the numbers, you look at their road record. They're 22-14 on the road, best road record in the West. You look at the numbers, you look at that, and everything tells you the Kings should. But I'm someone who value, and I've always said this when it comes to certain teams that look good in the regular season before playoff time. I'm just someone, I just value superstars. I value playoff experience and things like that. Sabonis and Fox, and I don't know. It's hard for me. It's hard. It depends who they pick. It depends.
Nah, I'm with you with the experience. I got you because I thought about that too, but then I have to factor everything. Like I think the biggest
That
thing
is
is
big. That is
continuity
big.
and health. Because because that's the biggest thing for me. So because think about it. Let's go back in time. Kyrie has a lot of experience. KD had a lot of experience, but yet
Now Celtics got experience too, though.
Celtics beat them.
Got experience too, though. They've been in the playoffs. They've been grinding.
And yeah, they got experience too. But what do we value the most?
Yeah.
Championships. They never played in the finals yet at that point in time. So these are 2 champions who know how to get it done. And you got these young guys. Okay, they just go to their experience. Like the most experience at that point in time was the freaking bubble, bro. That we laugh at. So let's be real. If we keep it consistent, it was when they were rookies and the bubble. They got far.
But they've been in the playoffs
keep it
year after
consistent,
year.
like,
This is the
okay.
Kings' first run. And
They've
this
been
is
in the
not the
playoffs.
East. Like the
Yeah.
Celtics, they made the Eastern
that's
Conference. The first.
It's their first run as a team. No, you're right. But they do have guys who've been to the playoffs. Maybe some of them not deep. Kevin Herter's been to the playoffs. He's a
I
I know he's not a superstar. I get it. But Sabonis, I know I sound like Jacob a little bit, but you do have guys who at least kind of been there a little bit, who kind of gives you that attitude of winning. Because there's no way the Kings will be this record if these collection of guys come together that have an idea on how to like win regular season games, and you need to build that to get to get somewhere. It's just like the Warriors. The Warriors, okay, they lost in that first round, and then literally the next season after that, they just catapulted to the finals. I'm not saying the Kings are the Warriors, but then they were playing
Yeah.
against guys who were experienced and been there. At some point,
There was something
the
about that
table
Warriors team
has
where
to
I
turn.
bought on before it happened. Maybe I'm not watching the Kings enough, but
Yes, you're
maybe
not.
I'm not watching the Kings. But I don't see what I seen with that Warriors
He's not.
team. That
He's
I
not.
think they're gonna be a tough out though. I'm not snoring on them anymore, but I'm not snoring on them. Because
At
now
least
I'm
that. All
saying
right,
it
good. That's
depends who they
good.
get at that
At least
sixth
that.
spot.
Good.
But at the same time,
Look, I don't
I'm
even
not.
need
Oh,
you
I'm
to
not.
change your. I don't need you to change your
I'm
mind.
not
As long as you
snoring. I'm
said,
not snoring on them
as long as you're
anymore.
not snoring,
Because
I'm
they
fine.
could. I feel like they could upset a Minnesota, or if they get an OKC, they'll win that. But I don't.
It's so sad.
Now, when I say
I wouldn't
old
even consider
guard, like
Minnesota
now,
an
for
upset.
Me
example,
neither.
I think Grizzlies, and this is a team I was down on, or the Nuggets. Now I'm giving them, and those I don't think they're old guards. They do have playoff experience now, though. But I'm giving those two teams shots to potentially upset a Phoenix or a Clippers or a Golden State. Those are the two teams that I think are my top two right now.
You know what's so funny? I think when it comes to like upset, I think the Denver team, they're. I think we can. I think it's time for us to say for them, whomever they
No, it's not.
play
It's,
wouldn't
it's
be
not. It's
upset.
not an
I think they're
upset, but you
legitimately
know,
favorites at this point.
there there'll be a
Yeah,
betting
I think the
favorite.
Kings, I get it. Like from an
There'll be a
experience
betting
standpoint, you
favorite,
can
but
probably
like
say
if
like,
they get a,
okay, yeah,
you know how many
yeah,
people gonna be like, yo, I think the Lake and AD's not broken down before then, and they have LeBron back. You know how many people gonna be like, yo, this could be a big. I mean, they'll say upset,
right.
but it'll be a whole bunch of people. Yo, this could be a big 8-1 upset here. If AD plays like we've seen him play in the bubble
Yeah,
and
and
this
I
and
think
that, and and on these
yeah,
shows,
and I,
One,
and I gotta. Oh, go ahead,
one
Jacob.
thing
Yeah.
about the Nuggets,
hmm
I do not trust their bench anymore. I'm wary on them
Yeah.
because I think Jokic plays a lot of minutes, and I'm now
he has a
realizing
lot,
that.
a lot. He has a
Like,
lot. That's why he be getting
hmm
cooked on defense.
yeah,
Like he be getting
he,
cooked.
he's utilized
He
too
can't
much.
exert that much on defense with all
Yeah.
everything he got to do on
He could.
Yeah,
Yeah.
offense.
and if you
Yeah.
look at Michael Porter Jr., I think he's
hmm
supposed to be the third. I don't trust that guy.
It's been
I don't
efficient this
trust
year.
him enough to be the third. He's been
Yeah.
efficient, but how much is that is based
That.
off Jokic usage? How much of that is based off
Of
how
course, I
Jokic is
mean,
being utilized?
Jokic is a
Yo,
system.
I don't.
Jokic is a system.
it's all
Yeah,
Joker.
and it's
It's all
Jokic and
Joker.
Jamal Murray has
Yeah.
got to go as well. I trust Jamal Murray, but Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon, like I'm not trusting
Aaron
those
Gordon has
guys,
been
and
good
I'm
on the
not trusting
defensive
their
end for them.
defense.
He's not going to be like, he's
I'm
not
not.
someone who's going to light it up
You need him
offensively.
offensively. If you need somebody who can get you
Yeah, I don't expect him
17
to line
points
it up.
with you,
I think.
you at least 17 points. And I don't know if Aaron Gordon.
I think
Yeah,
Aaron
I
Gordon
can't do
averages
that for him.
I
17
don't even.
right now, doesn't
You just talked
Nah,
about playoffs. You
nah.
both just talked
Aaron can
about
do
he? I
that.
don't
playoffs.
think, yeah, but
Do
he's
you
a
trust
fourth
Aaron Gordon?
option, bro. He's not the
You
first
He can do
option.
that in the
He's a
playoffs.
fourth.
no, but he's
He
but
can do that.
Michael Porter Jr. is supposed to be
Yeah.
the third. I don't trust him as the third. And if he's not stepping up, then you go need Aaron Gordon to step up. And I don't trust Aaron Gordon. That's why I'm wary on them because I trust Jokic. It's just that Jokic is being used too much, and I thought Thomas Bryant was going to be able to spare him some minutes as he gets some rest, but he's not. Their bench is not stepping up enough, and Jamal Murray is consistent, but I don't know. I don't see elevated
One thing you have,
burst
like,
like
with the bench, too,
in
it's
the
like a
past.
lot of 8 and 9 man rotations come playoff time. These dudes are going to be playing 40-plus minutes, though. That's a thing. Like, a lot of these dudes are going to be playing 40-plus minutes in the playoffs.
Exactly.
It's not just
Philadelphia
Nuggets.
should have
It's
utilized
majority of
Mm-hmm.
these teams.
Right.
no, but my thing is,
Everybody's gonna be it, and then that's why I go with the continuity factor because Denver, they have. Funny enough, their starting lineup or most of their starting lineup has been together
but
for
see,
most
it's
of the year. So that's another team that's like they can obviously go to the
yeah.
second round, obviously, and based on the standings,
If
it
you
depends
ask
on
me
who they play
today,
or whoever comes out of that
I think that's
fifth,
my
sorry,
favorite out
fourth
the
or fifth
West
spot.
as of today. Yeah,
Who Denver?
yeah,
Denver.
as of today. It's too much injuries and stuff that I
That's
gotta
fair.
worry
Yeah, I mean,
about,
yeah,
and
I have to go with that.
it's too
The
much
see, that's the
to.
thing. It's like the West is it's
It
it's
is.
legitimately the Wild West because it's like a lot of these teams do have a weakness where it's like the bench is is
Who
is
has the
key,
best bench then
and
in the West? Who has the best bench? I know who I have in my mind.
that's a good question.
I would say the Clippers, but
That's a good
I don't
question.
know.
Who has the best bench?
Honestly, the
Yes. Oh,
Clippers.
yes.
Yeah,
That's why. Yes. That's
Mhm.
why I was going with the Clippers because the Clippers have
I
the
disagree
best
with
bench,
that.
and that's why I was like, "Yo, they're my pick." But then once this guy gets hurt, I'm like, "All right, here we go." Now I'm not clear on who I
I
think is going to get
disagree.
out at this
I
point.
think
But
Clippers has the
who do you
most
got?
talent on the bench. I think the Lakers have the best bench. I
they have
think
a good bench.
every
I
piece,
actually don't think they have a bad bench.
it just fits. It just fits everything. Austin Reeves, y'all talked about him. He's good. He fits the system. Then you have Dennis Schroeder. He fits. Wayne Gabriel. He fits. Then you have Vanderbilt. He fits.
Isn't Vanderbilt a
Hachimura.
starter?
He fits. Like
Vanderbilt's a
everything
starter.
is just. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. He's a
Um,
Hachimura's
Hachimura
on the
on the
bench.
you
bench.
know, here's here's
It just
here's the
fits.
here's the here's the interesting issue when it comes to the Lakers, and it's interesting because like LeBron's methodology or methodology on creating teams is it's so weird now.
What they
Before it was always he was the young guy who can carry the team and veterans. So then that's when like if the veterans can step up because they're old, then that's what we say he doesn't have help and all that stuff. Now he has the so what a lot of the narratives at the times was why he doesn't play with younger guys that can take the load off of him. Now that he's older, now he has to rely on the young guys. And one of Mick's points is playoff experience. That's why it's really hard to figure out who the heck is getting out because we rely on the Lakers to probably upset the Kings, but then it's like, okay, we're relying on a bench that's inexperienced in the
Yeah.
playoffs. We're hoping that they will follow the lead of the leaders, but yet they just got on the team and they haven't yet to build continuity. They were
And
supposed to
that's
do that
enough.
this time,
Yeah.
but then AD gets hurt.
LeBron is hurt.
Then now
How
he's
will they
healthy.
look
And
when?
then now
How will
LeBron
they
is
look
hurt
when
and we
Bron is
don't
on the
know when
floor?
he's coming back. And LeBron, and then even Bron said it, I think I saw a report, LeBron says, he doesn't know when he's coming back. Even though the coach came out and said, oh yeah, he'll be back in time. But then LeBron said something opposite. So it's like, it's once again, it's the Wild West. Know, you don't know who's going to show up. You don't know who's getting out.
Yeah,
You don't
it's.
know anything at this point.
I've never seen a West like
It's
this
really
before.
hard to. It's hard.
I've never seen a West like
I've
this
never
before.
seen this before. Like I'm trying to backtrack so hard. Like okay, when this that, and I'm like, when I finally make sense of it, Paul George gets hurt,
You
and
have
I'm like,
12
I
teams.
don't know
It's
how
like
he's
what,
gonna come
10
back from
games
this
left,
injury.
less than,
So
and
it's
then you have 12 teams still technically in contention, and you have injuries left and right, and players supposed to be back by playoff time. How will the team look? How will they? It's so many variables and factors in this West where I'm not confident. Like turn injury sliders off, and this is 2K. You turn injury sliders off. Everybody's available. I probably have Phoenix coming out the West, and
I
maybe
agree.
the Clippers or Denver as a
hmm
close second.
I agree.
With this,
hmm
and this slants
I agree.
muddy. I don't know. Like
hmm
I think I have Denver. I have Denver, but even then, it's like I don't know. It's too much.
See, that was why. That's why I had the
Not
Kings going
anymore.
to the Western Conference Finals because everyone is injured or there's no continuity. Sacramento's the most, yeah, they're the most
except for them.
consistent. They are the most consistent. And if you look at, like, consistency matters, like, knowing how a player plays, and they have a decent enough bench, they have decent enough players to get there. Like, like, I could see them beating Golden State if they play right now, because no Andrew Wiggins. In the second round, is it possible that they could beat Memphis? Is it
Yeah,
possible? I'm
I
not
can see
saying
that
they will
happening.
now, especially how Memphis been playing, but I'll give them a chance against the Memphis Grizzlies. I'll give them a chance. Say,
I
I'll
wouldn't.
give them a chance over
Yeah.
Minnesota upset Grizzlies. You give them no chance over the Grizzlies. No.
Not the Kings. No.
Minnesota. All right, I gotta take on Minnesota. No. I'm going Kings over them. Why? What the Kings is doing is what Minnesota should have
What you
been doing
mean?
this entire time. I'm sorry. Like, somebody has to say, if the Kings can do this, what's stopping Minnesota from doing this? All right, you could probably say, okay, injuries. Okay, so the year before is like, come on, bro. You guys are young, healthy. Yo, it's time. Let's go. Show me you can actually do something. No. Cat is
Yeah,
supposed to be that guy.
that's
We had this conversation, I think, like last week. We was like, yo, Cat has to be the guy.
It's Ants teams
Or
now.
he should have been the guy. And then we both agree, which is like, yo, it's Ants team now. Like, we
It's Ants team.
literally was a legitimate, like, last week, we were like, yo, it's Ants team. It's a done deal. We don't care anymore. It's done. Cat's been in the league for, like, it's almost safe to say probably 10 years now, probably. Or maybe
9,
8 seasons or 9.
9.
Oh,
He's not.
and we're still trying to figure out if he's the guy. No. He's not the guy. We
I
had
think you
enough
need him though.
data. We were like, he's a number. I think we were saying
Yeah,
he's the number 3 best. But you do need him. You do. Yeah, I agree. You need him. But I think what's hilarious. I think Sabonis will dance circles around him and then make him look stupid and take him out the game completely. He would do something slick, get him in foul trouble because he doesn't play smart. Until he plays smart up here,
yeah.
then you
And
got it.
also, Rudy
But
Gobert.
nope.
Rudy Gobert cannot play outside, like, pick and roll
Yeah.
all day. Exactly.
And
So,
Sabonis is gonna school him. So Sabonis is severe. He's so underrated. Like, yo, he's gonna school him.
and
He'll
Carl
school
Anthony
him.
Towns, 8
He'll
seasons.
school him. Thank you.
I don't know. I don't know who
Exactly.
I'd take in that series. That's a coin flip to me. I don't
I'm
know. That's a coin flip series to me.
I'm going.
Mm.
I'm going Kings. Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to say. I know we taking too much stock, but I have to say this. This was interesting. De'Aaron Fox is like the best
Word.
fourth quarter person in the league.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it.
yeah,
I
he
couldn't
is.
believe that. Yep. And then that's what also helped me to, like. Well, first of all, I always liked De'Aaron Fox anyway. I've always been a fan of him. So it's finally time, and I think why I'm also happy is because
He
now I
has
want
to
him
do something
to
now. If he
be in the
wants to be
playoffs,
like,
and
if he wants to have his
he has.
name,
This is his
people to say his name, he has to do
out
something
party.
in the
This has to be.
playoffs this year.
Right. Yeah,
This
100%.
is the time. And why I say this, because we all know by these dynasties started off of injuries. So if De'Aaron Fox want to make a name for himself,
Yep.
take advantage now. There's a lot of people out right now. Devin Booker did it, took advantage, made a name for himself, and that run to the
That's
finals.
facts.
It's time.
That's
That's all I'm gonna say. So that's why I think they can get out the second. I think that's why I said I think they can get out the first round and go to the second round, depending
Or even
on
if they play the
if they play
Mavericks, Luka's banged up.
if they
Kyrie's banged
yeah,
up.
and that's who I
He's
think.
banged
I
up.
think they will
Yeah.
play.
Ankle injuries.
Yeah. So that's why I think they can get out the second round. I think they can low key beat the Lakers, but that's a whole nother discussion for another day. Only because of the
Me
health
too.
factor
I don't know if I'll pick them
and
over them.
continuity
I
factor.
honestly think
That's
I'll
why.
take the Lakers over them.
I don't blame you because The Lakers, to
I feel
me
like the
is the
Lakers
top
have a
team that
lot. Like
represents the old
they're
guard.
getting better defensively. I feel like Vanderbilt throw him on Fox or something. I don't know. I don't know. Something about that Lakers team where I feel like, yo, if Bron is healthy, I
We're
don't
talking
know.
about
And I'm always
Well, if you
sleeping
could
on
keep up with them,
I'm always sleeping on Bron team since he's been in the Lakers. This year, even up till 3 weeks ago, I was sleeping on him. I've watched them the last few weeks. I've watched them the last
nah,
few.
I'm
I
sleeping.
don't know. This.
look at the
Nah, I'm still sleeping. I'm still sleeping because he's relying because what LeBron's doing now, he's gonna
Oh no,
rely
nah,
on
they
young
not going to
guys
the.
to carry him
No,
to
they
the
definitely
promised
not
land.
going to the
Yeah,
finals.
okay,
But to
that's
win
not
the
happening.
playoff series, they're not going to no finals. Hell no. But to win
wait
the
a minute.
playoff
Yeah,
Look
series,
at the
yeah.
look at the Lakers right now. They're only 2 games from the fifth seed. They 3 games
I know.
from the
I'm looking
fourth
at this.
seed.
I have the standings up right now.
Like
Four
it's
to 10 is like one and a
no
half
yeah,
games apart.
yeah. I see the
Four
play-in
to
stuff.
10, one and a half games
exactly.
apart.
So they could jump. They could jump
Yeah,
in a hurry,
And Phoenix
and
been
teams
losing
could
a
drop
lot of
this hurry.
games.
Yep.
Phoenix been losing
And
a
Kevin Durant is not
lot of
coming
games.
back till the end of the season. And so like a lot
hmm
of things is still up in the air in the Western Conference. I don't know. Like the East is more of a certainty. We know it's 3 teams.
Yeah, I'm still
It's
sleeping. I'm
three
still
teams
sleeping
left.
on the Kings. I'm not the Kings, the Knicks. Sorry, Randall. You got to
The-
show me in the playoffs.
I agree,
Brunson has been
but
a good
oh,
addition, though. Shout out to him.
yep. I agree too.
I didn't think it was gonna work,
Nah, for
but
real. Yeah. Shout out to Jaylen
they
Brunson. I
proved
have to
he
say,
proved me wrong. So shout out to them.
yeah,
what, Knicks
yeah.
they could get 50 wins if they win 8 straight, but they 42 and
They
32
not
right
doing that.
now. Cavs 46 and 28. I mean, I had to
They
expect them to
just
pull
got
it
their
Yeah, I
out.
little
believe
win
that.
streak out like 2 weeks ago. They not going on another one.
And I think every Knicks fan is like holding strong on that. They're not like, oh, I'm not worried about the Minnesota loss. Oh, I'm not worried about tonight's loss. Yeah. Or they no, they hedged their bets. What they did, I talked to a Knicks fan after the game. They was like, come on, just one game. Just one game. And they're like, I would you know what? Even if they lose tomorrow, I'll be fine with that. Yeah, okay. What team will be fine with a team losing at the end of the season? But whatever. To me, this is important because one of the points I was making to my friend was like, look, this is important for the Knicks. Hell, even for Randall.
Drop
The fact that you
52 and
dropped,
then
first of all,
fourth quarter
this is why he'll never be a superstar.
inefficient
You
nothing.
drop 50 something,
Yup.
fourth quarter you disappear, and then you efficient and you're losing to a team that's led by an old Michael
Yeah, yeah.
Conley. And you know I love Michael Conley. That's my guy. The old Michael Conley and DFS. I said a DFS nightmare. Tyrion Prince. Like, are you kidding me? You lost to Tyrion Prince,
Yeah.
who actually showed up in the fourth quarter. What? Are you kidding me, Tyrion Prince?
I
Yo, you can't do that, man. You can't do that late in the year, and there's no talent. You can't do that. You can't lose that way. Then now you got Miami. You have the recent history of Miami, or this little mini season
Mm,
rivalry that's going on. Um, they come in, they smack you in the mouth. You're done. And Jimmy Butler basically looking at you, man. I don't fear
right.
you. I mean, he doesn't fear anybody, but
Yeah.
clearly he doesn't respect Randall. There you go. So you have counterparts not even respected you. And then I think that game he dropped what
Uh,
15 points.
he dropped 15. I see.
Okay.
I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, I had to see how you respond because you showed out against a team that has they don't have their stars, and then you're playing against I think a team that should test your resolve after a loss like that, where you felt like y'all should have won this game. Miami came in like, oh, I'm smelling blood in the water, and the Knicks were like, yeah, okay, I'm bleeding a little bit. There's a little chink in the armor during this like time that we've been winning. Let's show. It was to me, it was a statement game that let's show the NBA, or world, or matter of fact, our own fans, after we lost at home, the Wolves like, yeah, we're still here.
One thing I have to say about
But
Julius
whatever.
Randle, I do not like his body language or his temperament as the leader of that team
He's a
because he's
front
supposed to be
runner.
the leader. Yeah, exactly. I don't like that. I do
He's
not
a
like
front
that,
runner.
and it shows
He's
because
a classic
when
case of a
things are
front runner.
when things are tough,
Yup.
he's like throwing temper tantrums, hitting chairs, and screaming at the ref. That's not how a leader should carry themselves. Like the team follows you. You're the pulse of that team. And if you're doing all of that, then the team is going to follow. Although I do think Jalen Brunson is has become the leader. Julius Randle is still the best player. He's still the
Yeah, I
best
was about to
player.
say that.
So he needs to conduct himself better. When times of loss and in times of distress, people are going to look to him like, you're the guy. Carry us. And he doesn't do a good job. He's too rushed. He's too energetic, and that energy like makes him do stupid things on the court. Like he'd take a bad shot or he'd throw the ball away at crucial times. And it's like, yo, he just got to calm down. I don't know what it is. I think maybe he got to talk to somebody about calming his mind and his spirit and his body down during those times. But it's like he's just too
Yeah,
temperamental, and that affects the Knicks. That's why I don't see them
He's
going.
the reason
I
I don't
just
even give him a shot against the Cavs. None. I don't give him a shot.
You don't give them a
I don't give him
shot.
a shot against the Cavs.
yeah,
Over in
yeah,
five. That's a 5-game series to me.
yeah. I think the Cavs.
Seriously.
Yeah, he's better than me. He's actually worse than me because I was gonna say I
Mm-hmm.
think that series can go 7-6, but I believe more in I believe more in Donovan Mitchell. Honestly, I've seen enough of Donovan Mitchell in the first round. Donovan Mitchell in the first round is like Hall of Famer.
He really is.
Like, like, yo, he's he's like I be telling Knicks fans, they like, oh, we won Cavs. I'm like, that's the guy you don't want. You don't want him. You don't want Cavs because you don't want to play against a Donovan Mitchell team who, first of all, who used to play for a team, I'll just say a questionable fan base. And now
Joy.
he sounds like
Yep.
he's playing somewhere that he actually wants to be. So you want to face the guy that was doing all that stuff
And he been
in
lighting
an
it up
area
this
he
year.
didn't really want to be at. And then
Yeah, 71.
and
71.
the man dropped what,
Give him his
70?
due. 71.
And then the a playoff one of the he
Like
has one of the
55 or
what
I
something.
think he has
one of the all time
Yeah, like
playoff plays
55.
55.
in the playoffs on the team on the place. Yeah, where he didn't
But
want to
yeah,
be
I
at.
don't give him a shot.
And you want him in the first round?
I don't give him
Man,
a
No,
all
no.
y'all
shot.
Knicks fans is smoking.
I did give the Knicks a chance, and then I started realizing that
Don't
about Julius Randle. Like, he's still. I thought he dropped that in the past, like his temperament, and then I started seeing that coming up again. I'm like, no, no.
nah.
I,
I need the playoffs to show me that he got rid of
yeah.
that.
Yep.
Because like Nick said, he a front runner, and the season
Shit, it's all
when you're
good.
winning record, that that's a yeah. Everything is all good. Front runner, he front runner. The playoffs will show. Let's see what happens when you're down 2-1, and then he had a bad shooting game, and see how he carries himself after that shooting game,
Hmm.
and then also see how he comes out in that game 4 after being down
Yeah.
2-1. Let's see what happens then. Because you could be, oh, we're the
Yeah, that
fourth
road. They
one.
have a nice road
Okay,
record, but I don't
that's cool.
care.
You're not even the best road team in the.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not even the best road team in the league. So you're telling me, oh, you're road warriors. I'm snoring. Now I'm gonna say I'm snoring. I think I'm officially say I'm snoring on the Knicks coming out the
I
first round.
agree.
I'm snoring. Donovan Mitchell,
I agree.
yeah,
All I
boy.
know, that
Can't
second
wait to
round
see it. Let's
in the
get
East, if it goes as I predict, it's gonna be crazy.
So in the second
It's
round, I
gonna be
think both of you would
crazy.
have Cavs and the Bucks and Boston, Philly.
Yeah.
Real quick about Boston. I wanted to make sure we touch on this.
Mm-hmm.
The Jaylen Brown comments about the free agency. I know, like his free agency is the year after, or is it this year?
I believe it's the year after, but I could be
The
wrong.
year
I think it's
after. He
yeah,
spoke
it's probably
about it
the year.
recently
It could be the year after.
about he'll stay there. He'll go to whatever team accepts him. I believe that was the comment.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I I just wanted I
Yeah,
wanted to say this about Jaylen Brown, and then you all could take it away. I think he's the best shooting guard in the league. He plays both ends.
I was waiting for you to say
He
something like
can
that.
score. He
I
he
disagree,
I'm not
but
he
me
gonna let
neither.
you
rebounds
go.
well. He rebounds well. He's become a decent playmaker. So I think he's the tough guy, the tougher of the two between Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
Hmm.
Like if things are going down, I would rather trust him with the ball than Jason Tatum. Maybe Jason Tatum could prove me wrong this playoffs, but last season and the season before, it was Jaylen Brown. So I think it's very important Boston make sure and keep Jaylen Brown on that team to pair with Jason Tatum.
Yeah, my only rebuttal in the because I'm basically regurgitating.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna regurgitate a little bit. I'm not gonna keep diving deep into that. The A lot of teams are game planning. Look, man, if I see a team legitimately game planning against a certain player, and another player is thriving off of that, then I can't really make a like that because I've seen teams throw every different look, especially in the finals. The Warriors are like,
Tatum.
we'll let Jaylen
Yeah.
Brown cook. We're gonna stop you, Jason Tatum, and you can definitively see, yo, they kept throwing everything at him. They kept throwing everything at Jason. We're gonna do this look. We're gonna do this look. We're gonna do this look, and then Jalen is just thriving on that. Not to say Jalen is trash. Jalen's freaking nice. He's good, but they had to pick their poison, and they were just like, yo, we're gonna go. We're gonna come at Jason. So that's only my slight take. But when it comes to Jaylen Brown's comments,
That's
it
what I was
kind of
going to get
reminds me
into.
of the Donovan
Continue though.
Mitchell, honestly. Um, yeah, it reminds me of that. And funny enough, even Donovan didn't even make these comments, which is interesting. The fact that Jalen made these comments is quite alarming, especially at a time when they're actually
Yeah, yeah.
a contender. That's not good. That's really not good that he came out and said that, or maybe spoken code. I mean, obviously it's not code, but I get that he had to say that. Maybe it's this whole kind of like psychological twist in a sense, like, look, fans, you better treat me better, otherwise I'm out. And if you don't do that, yeah, I will be gone, and good luck to you. And I'm not even going to do a whole trade thing to help you get value. I'll probably actually just walk out of here, and you get no value. In spite of the fan base, the way they treat players, the way they treat out of town players, or even maybe the way they also treat their own players. Um, so the fact that a player is actually playing on a team and said that, if I'm a Boston fan, I would really find that very alarming, and I think that kind of disrupts the chemistry because at the end of the day, guys can say Marcus Smart can say, "Oh yeah, everybody's good. Him and Jason Tatum are great," but I think I'll end my point on here. For me to really think that these guys are in unison, the fact that he made these comments, the other players will have to agree with him. If they don't, they may agree with him silently, but I think at this point they need to come out and say it that they agree with him verbally to show me that they're they're all in sync with
Mm-hmm.
All
the
right. So
common goal
I just want
to
to
win
I'm
that
gonna touch on
championship.
the finals real quick.
I'm done.
Basically, yeah, what Darrell was saying, they were clearly game planning to shut down Tatum, and even still, I don't feel like Jaylen Brown had that much of a better finals than Jason Tatum. So I don't think it was that much better to be like, But he has made the leap this year where I'm like, he's that dude. He's that dude. Instead of it being from
Yeah, I agree.
one, number one and two, I'm almost at the point where you could say it's 1A and 1B. Like Tatum has made, not Tatum, Brown has made that type of leap. But to talk about the comments and whatnot, I was going to talk about the fans, but even to take it a step further, I think that's a shot at the organization as well too, because they've been throwing him in trade rumors
Yeah,
for the past 2 to 3 years. And
That's
at
a good
some
point.
point, he's got to be like, what? Even the
yeah.
KD
I,
stuff, where he got to be,
I forgot about that.
where they keep throwing him in these
I was
trade
thinking about that
rumors
today.
like they're
Yeah,
teasing it, but they're not going to do it. But the simple fact that they're doing that, if I was a Boston fan, my level, I would be very, very alarmed that what's going on. And the fact he said that, call out the fans and saying all of that, I think there's fuel to the fire there. Because, like, the way that
great
Celtics
take.
and I also don't think that they're in unison at all. The way that Celtics organization has been shopping him around and putting his name, I don't know. I think there's fuel to the fire there, and I think and like Jaylen Brown is like I don't know how I'm not gonna like
Yeah,
he's very outspoken, like in a sense. He speaks with his emotion. He's like a Kyrie, but he doesn't do the dumb things that Kyrie does. That's why I salute Jaylen Brown. But
Yeah.
if Jaylen Brown feels strongly about something, like certain issues or
hmm
whatever, he'll come out and say it, even if it's something where a lot of fans, especially white ones, might look at him crazy. Like, what do you do? Like, he'll speak his mind on a lot of things. Where it's like, bro, you probably shouldn't have said that, or whatever the case may be. So I don't think it's something where they're talking to the team, like he's been talking with his teammates. I could be wrong, but I just feel like he's tired of the disrespect from the organization, and then even playing in Boston with those crazy wild fans where they do have those racist episodes or whatever the case may be. I think there's a lot of fuel to that fire, and I don't know. These playoffs could be interesting.
I was
Please.
gonna.
hmm
That's what I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask. Do you think it's gonna affect them in the playoffs? So
I
what's
don't
the
think
take?
to me personally, I don't think to a large
Yeah,
degree,
well, I think.
but at the same time, they were once my East favorites, and I think I got the Bucks now. I think I have the
I think it
Bucks
does,
now.
man. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think it does. I think. Well, I think you. I think the way I said it, I think you probably. I guess you guys believe that. I think. I think it does affect it. That's why. That's why I'm saying like the players have to come out and say something. Because like just like Mick was saying, I was thinking about that today. Exactly that because I thought about the past, like the way his name has been thrown around, and the organization has never came out and stated like, "Yo, he's not on the trading block at all." Or to confirm it, maybe he has or maybe he hasn't, but we don't know. They never said anything. And then also, you look at the way they treated their past
Hmm.
players,
Good
like
take.
the way they
Yeah.
handled Isaiah Thomas, for starters. But then you gave, yeah, I'm going there. Then you gave Gordon Hayward so many opportunities to get healthy and get right.
That's a good point.
And
Wonder,
Jalen Brown is a very militant, black power type
hmm,
of individual.
hmm, hmm, interesting. But that's why I said that's a great point. And things should have changed because maybe they should have changed because Danny Ainge was the one that was like kind of like the face of the whole like he just trades people, gets rid of them, and gets this and
Right.
that. He was the face though. He was the face. He was like the one everybody was looking at when it comes to these type of things.
Yep.
Now he's gone, and this is still continuing.
We, you know, like
So
Danny Ainge is the face, and he's
like
responsible. Like that's his job, that's his duty. He's president of basketball operation, and he's also general manager, I believe. But he has to get approval from ownership. Ownership knows the direction he's going. They have to approve of these deals. So to touch on the Gordon Hayward thing, they knew Gordon Hayward was gonna get as much opportunity to show himself on Boston as possible. And I'm sure the ownership would have loved to see Gordon Hayward thrive with Boston. Like, I mean,
Of
look
course.
at him. He
Mm-hmm.
fits Boston.
100%.
Jaylen Brown doesn't fit a Boston type of atmosphere. And this is not me talking bad about Boston. It's just like we know what kind of players Boston likes. Like from the Red Sox to the New England Patriots to the Boston Bruins to the Boston Celtics. We know what kind of superstar they gravitate towards. So they wouldn't want a guy like Jalen. Let me not say that. They would want a guy like Gordon Hayward to thrive. That's what I'm going to
Yeah.
say. So, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they wouldn't want a Jaylen Brown to thrive because at the end of the day, if they
Yeah,
brought
that's
him a
why
championship,
I had to
they'll
put
love
myself.
him. But
Yeah.
if you're not bringing
Uh-huh.
that championship, there's just a lot less leeway that you have as opposed to a
Yeah, I was
Gordon
gonna say
Hayward or
it's the
someone else.
championship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'll literally say this. If
Oh
Paul
boy.
if Paul Pierce never won a championship,
Yeah.
they wouldn't.
Antoine
Dude,
who?
they don't even talk about Antoine Walker. Yeah, exactly. They don't even talk about Antoine Walker, who was a part of that Eastern Conference Finals run, and even after it happened, they never even brought him up ever again. So, and then nobody, and they wasn't even going hard about Paul Pierce, even when they would probably make the playoffs, get out the first round, blah blah. They weren't like even defending him, get him help. They wasn't screaming. Boston fans weren't screaming, "He needs help. He needs help. He needs help." They were just like, "All right, he's not.
Yeah, it's not even. I
He just
can't
go
wait
here
to
for
see
fun,
Tom Brady.
you know, like just for entertainment."
Hey, can't no Celtics. Like, who's Paul Pierce? We're not winning.
And
Yeah,
just
they
to make
care
it clear,
about those
we're not
Celtics.
saying all Boston
Yeah,
fans
yeah,
are like
yeah.
that,
Like who's that?
but it's like we see what goes on
Yeah.
there. We see what goes on there, just to make it clear. Yeah, exactly.
I'll just say we know who runs
There you
Boston.
go.
Yeah. So
we know
real
who runs
quick,
that.
I want to get into something that's been bothering me regarding the NBA play. So, so it's what I
Yeah, I'm
hate
waiting for
about
this.
the NBA. So,
Get Charles
We
Barkley
sound
over
like
here.
old heads now.
Watch, you all are gonna agree with me. I'm telling you, you all are gonna agree with me.
We're about to sound
You're
like
gonna
old.
agree
We're about
with
to
me.
sound like
Watch.
old heads right
So,
now, man.
did any of you see the
Oh,
Clippers
man. This is
Oklahoma
gonna be
City
funny.
Thunder game?
No, I didn't.
The ending? All right. So I was watching it. It was the final seconds. Kawhi got the ball, right? He dribbles. Everyone clears out. Everyone clears out. Everyone is standing in one place. You got two guys in both corners, and you got two guys on the side of Kawhi out. Kawhi. Kawhi.
It's crazy. I
Kawhi
had that
dribbles.
play mapped out in my
He
head. Yeah,
doesn't
go
call
ahead.
for anyone to come or on a pick and roll to get a good mismatch. He just dribbles. He goes for the shot.
Right.
He misses. All right. So to ISO play, it was a clear out for Kawhi. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm so the
Yeah, clear
NBA.
ISO, yeah.
Every player does that play. Every team, it's always an ISO ball, or it's a pick and roll, and then the guy is gonna get the advantage he wants offensively because the defense somehow they just allow the offensive player to get the advantage. For some reason, nobody knows how to fight over a pick and roll and go after the guy. For some reason, it's always a pick and roll. Oh, I'm gonna have Rudy Gobert on me. Yeah. And for example, you guys do this all the time. Like they never tell their guys, "Yo, fight over that pick so that you could continue chasing after the guy and let Rudy Gobert come out." They would always allow Rudy Gobert to be taken advantage of, and I'm so sick of that. I'm so sick of it. It's like, first of all, offensively, it's like forget. You don't always have to do an ISO ball. Like, you can have the players who don't have the ball set screen for each other to find somebody so they can get open. And on defense, the pick and roll. Sometimes, I'm not saying all the time, you can fight over that pick and go after the guy. So, like, it's so annoying the one-on-one basketball that goes on in the NBA, and it's so annoying the lazy defense that goes on the pick and roll game. I hate it so much. And I know people clown the WNBA and stuff like that, but if you watch the WNBA, they don't do that as much. They fight over pick and rolls. They have ball movement when guys don't have the ball. They set screens for each other for the females to get open. So, like, it's like they play a more intelligent way in the
Or even
final
EuroLeague.
and even hell yeah, EuroLeague too. And it's so
Yeah.
annoying.
No, I'm
I
with you.
hate it
I'm with you.
so
No, I'm
much.
with you, Jacob.
And
I'm with you.
I
I'm with you.
hope, like, that's why I like Sacramento and Golden State, by the way, because they do this. They set off-ball screens and stuff like that. So I just get so sick and tired of the pick and roll and
Yeah,
the
I know.
ISO ball and the not fighting over the picks. I don't know what's everyone's thoughts on that. Like,
I agree.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Go.
I agree. I mean, that's been a thing for like the past 5 years, though. Like offense
Yeah.
late game offense to a degree. If you have a superstar, it's been incredibly simplified. So everyone clear last possession, everyone clear route. This one guy goes through. That's been that's been
Yeah.
a thing
That's happened. That's
forever.
happened for.
but
That's happened for
One
ages.
thing I
Yeah.
want to get what I want to get into, and I'm gonna kind of switch the. I do get what you're saying. I don't know if I necessarily hate the NBA more because of it, but what I want to get into more so, or maybe it's deeper into what you're talking about, is I guess it's deeper into what you're talking about. The
okay.
lack of defense played, like the offensive
Yeah. Go
explosion
ahead.
of the NBA, where dudes are put like where 140 is a regular, 130 is a regular number. You have 6, 7 dudes averaging 30 plus points. You have about 50 players, close to 50, averaging 20. Whereas back in the day, you have like 17, 18 max. And like when you watch the games, it's clearly a lot of
Yeah.
not defense isn't playing. Players aren't fighting over sticks like that.
I'm gonna.
But what's the
I'm gonna.
cause? Yeah, like what's the cause of
I'm gonna.
this
I gotta call it. I got the
offensive
cause.
like
I got the cause.
explosion? Or like
I got
because
you.
I can't figure it
I
out.
got the answer. I
All
got the
right,
answer.
so yeah, take it.
I got the. Dude, it's bro. It's a simple game of math, odds, evens. Dude, daily
What
fantasy.
extreme? Which
Man,
extreme?
follow the money, bro. Just follow the money. Just follow the money. Just follow the money. It's infested in almost every sport there is. There's a direct correlation of, if you look at daily fantasy, the rise of just gambling and the overall sense of engagement in whatever
Yeah.
sport it is, whether it's because football numbers have shot up, basketball has shot up. I don't really know about hockey, but maybe somehow, somehow they figured it out. I have to look at that. But we know the two popular sports, offensive numbers have skyrocketed, and we're seeing numerous amount of states are trying to build their
hmm
own feature of
hmm
Las Vegas in their state. There you go. That's the answer. That's really what it is. Daily fantasy. The way the refs are reffing in a way where it's like you have players complaining when they get fouled. They're like, "Yo, Why are you not? No, we're not stopping the play. We needed to keep going. The refs are doing the refs are agents. uh, they're on the ground FBI agents enforcing what the NBA needs them to do, and that is to keep the ball moving and going. Simple.
Wait, so
DFS.
That's a strong
That's the
take.
correlation. That's it. There's no don't try to like, okay, they took this rule book out the book. They took this out. The rule book ain't changed. They
No,
pick and
that's a
choose
fact.
when to make a call. They'll do these things to be more dramatic. It's saying that these guys that the refs are doing a Donahue scandal or whatever. All I'm saying is these leagues, dude, open your eyes. It's simple. You watch a game, or if it's a halftime report show,
DraftKings,
look at
FanDuel,
the sponsors. It's
Caesars.
DraftKings.
oh, geez.
It's not rocket science. Follow the money.
But,
The money
but
tells
so
you
that means you forget how
what's
to
going
fight
on.
over a screen.
Follow
That
that.
means you allow your center to be guarding guards and get beat off a dribble. That's what that means.
It's the new NBA.
Yeah, but then if you fight over, it's the new NBA. If you fight over that screen, what are you doing? You're just exerting yourself. If
I
Why play defense if they want you to score? It's like you don't make money. What? Who who gets
100% offensive.
paid the most money? Defensive players or offensive players in any sport? Okay, then there you go. Just follow the money. Just follow the money. Dude, Jacob, I'm not saying like I disagree with you. Dude,
About
I
it,
agree
yeah.
with you. I'm just no longer getting mad about it because that's what they want. So if I can't get. I'm gonna do my best. I'm human. I'm just gonna do my best not to get upset. Why I say I'm human because I do get upset, but I do my best not to get upset because I know that's what they want. that's they want
I
people to be
just
attracted to the
I
product.
just hate it so much. And then the
That's what they
ISO
want.
ball, it's like I get it. I get what you're saying. It's like it's just so to me it looks like stupid
Yeah,
basketball because you could create advantages off those actions, and on
I agree.
defense there is no reasoning you shouldn't. Some teams should not switch. Like not every team could switch. Like Boston, yeah, they could switch, but not. I don't want to ever see Minnesota Timberwolves ever switch again. When you have Rudy Gobert on your team, you cannot switch, and they still do it. I know some of you watched the Knicks game. I know you saw some. Like I saw
I
plays
watched
where
a little.
Rudy Gobert was on Jalen Brunson. I saw that play. I actually seen a play where he's guarding Jalen Brunson. Why? Why? I don't understand the logic. Like, it makes no sense.
The only logic they're thinking about is between the time if a person fights over a screen, it logically makes more sense for the switch to happen because if you fight over the screen, by the minute you get hit with the screen, the guy's already up in the air shooting. So you need the guy to just again, it's the way the game is played. It's like a lot of guys want to shoot threes to spread the floor, so that's forcing people to get away from the paint, which then creates more action on the behind, like on the back end, like some back screen. So if Rudy Gobert goes up, then it creates
Yeah.
a backdoor cut for somebody to maybe come in from the corner to slash in, or maybe maybe somebody else that's over there slashes in diagonally into the paint. It just depends on the play, or it depends on the personnel that's out on the floor. But then again, that also coincides with
Yeah,
how
and
they want the game
I'm not.
to be.
No,
So I get what you're saying, but it is what at some point Rudy Gobert
Yeah, that
build
type of center isn't.
will be gone.
that's true.
That's not built for today's game.
That's there's that's just gone. He's just the only the only reason why he's in the league is because of that contract. Once that contract is done, nobody's paying him. He's not going to
Yeah,
start ever
that's
again. He has to start because of that contract he has. There's no way you bench. There's no way you bench somebody to get paid. It
5
just doesn't
first
make any
round
sense.
picks.
It doesn't make any sense. You can't bench somebody like that. You
that's a good.
5.
you can't do it.
So,
There you go.
I'm
Fine.
5.
You can't do it. You mortgaged your whole future for whatever. I don't know why they thought of that. Maybe their analytics team seen something that I know they see something
I have
I
a
didn't
theory
see.
that they had
But the only reason why I
supplements.
didn't see it because I wasn't looking
They
for it.
had some kind of supplements, and then they just, oh, we could get Rudy Gobert. They just threw out some crazy trade like, hey, let's do this. Yeah. And they got
Bro, they didn't trade Kevin Durant for 5.
that
I
exactly.
5.
I guess what that's why it doesn't compute to me because it's like you traded 5 picks. You traded 5 picks for a guy that can't even score.
Yes.
No. Let me take it further. A guy that can't even catch. just catch. Like, you can't just catch. Just catch the ball. You get an easy. The way this NBA the way this league is,
Oh, for real. He should be.
it should be easy for him to be 20
He
and
should be
15,
higher than 15
20
points.
and 10. It should be easy for him. He should be having Dwight Howard numbers. Seriously, like just catch, dunk, catch, dunk, catch, dunk, catch. Okay, baby hook, catch, baby hook. All right, if you suck at the free throw line, it is what it is. We know he can't shoot the free throw line.
Yeah.
But you should.
And people wonder why Donovan
You should be
Mitchell
the top
wasn't
roll
passing
man in
him
the
the
league.
ball, but that's another topic.
No,
That was wild.
yo, when that stat came out,
Like,
yo,
That was
that
wild.
was
I
a
wonder why.
crazy.
That was
Yo,
insane.
that's a crazy stat line. That is a crazy because that dude. Because I'm sure Mitchell was like, if I pass the ball, they're gonna give me the turnover. I'm pretty sure that's what
No,
he's
that's-
thinking. He's not gonna say it, but it's like he's thinking that in his head. He's just like, they're gonna give me the turnover. It's gonna mess with my All NBA money, bro.
Yo, before we go,
Crazy.
before we
that
go,
is so
we
sad.
gotta
Yeah.
end with MVP. Right now, at
Yeah.
this point,
We'll talk.
who is the MVP? Who wants to start? I'll start. Oh,
You
go ahead.
start.
I'll start. All right. I was going with I'm tied between Joker and Embiid. It's interesting I'm doing this. And I'm not it's not because of the whole narrative the whole black white narrative. It's not because of that. I think I'm gonna go Joel Embiid. Because I took a deeper dive of looking at the team, and I'm just like, yo,
He's carrying them too.
I think the way he's been playing, that we said we didn't even talk about the Eastern Conference Finals. I think the Philadelphia 76ers to Eastern Conference Finals against the Bucks. I think it's Bucks Philly in the East. I
Okay.
think they can beat.
We're
I
teaming up.
actually think
Okay.
they can beat the Boston
Thinking
Celtics.
alike.
And
Okay.
I think this is the year where Embiid.
Yeah.
This is all right. We all know Embiid is a superstar, right? But one of the things there hasn't been a huge campaign of him being the best big man in the league. It's kind of been Giannis, and then now Joker has kind of like trumped him with the back-to-back MVPs, on track to a third MVP, and Embiid has been lost in the sauce. And I think the way he's been playing, I think the beast that's been
Mm.
resting inside him is like it has come out, because I think it has come out, and I think this is the year for him to solidify himself as I'm the best big man in this game,
No,
and he
this is
has.
Mm-hmm.
This is a must. This is a must like finals run. This is the one. Like this is the run that can solidify that can actually solidify his legacy. Because if you think about it, first round opponent may potentially be a Miami Heat, who a lot of people are like deeming the Heat as oh, you don't want to face them in the first round. That's basically a lot of people are kind of starting to say that you don't want to face the Miami Heat because they're going to play you tough, beat you up, and do all these things, make you weak, and then the other team that's going to face you like, yeah, we can get them because they're tired. No, he has to go through them, knock them out the way, go through Boston because yeah, they may have Al Hoyford, but honestly, that's an old man. Destroy him. Joel Embiid, if you ever come across this video, I believe you can destroy Al Hoyford, so you better destroy him. Then, now you have to go against, unfortunately, he has to go against my guy, Giannis Antetokounmpo. You actually have to, I'm not going to say you're going to destroy him, but you're going to have to show up and go another level beyond even a level that even Giannis has even gotten to in the Eastern Conference Finals. In the finals he did, but not in the Eastern Conference Finals. But obviously he's a champion, so you're gonna have to play like a champion to overtake him and get to the finals. And I think he's been playing great basketball, and he fits all. He's a big man that can shoot the free throw better than any big man in the league. Moves better than any. Well, yes, better than even Joker's post moves. He's great in the post. He can shoot the three ball. He can shoot the mid range shot better than most big men in the league. Probably even better than Cat in the mid range. And he's great on the
um
defensive end. And he's dominant on the defensive end too.
all right, I'll go.
He's the MVP. That's my MVP take.
I
I'm
do
done.
agree
Go.
that as of right now, and I think he will win it, is Joel Embiid. Remember, you guys said, I don't remember if we got this on air or not, but number one option
Yeah.
that you think should probably a number two, and I said, I'm gonna shock you guys with this, Joel Embiid. So I already counted for
I'll
giving him
never
a
forget
shot
that.
in this finals run.
Yeah, I
And he's
remember
my
you said
guy.
that.
Like that's one of my favorite players in the league, 100%. And I still feel that way, but a lot of it won't be because of him. First,
Mm-hmm.
like he's been playing lights out, phenomenal basketball. What 33 and 12 or something crazy like that.
It's
Round it up to like 34. I know and they've been on a tear these probably last 15 or
Mm-hmm.
so games. They've been going crazy. They've been winning games left and right, even beating good teams in the process. So I have him as the MVP. But like now when we get to the playoffs, and plus I think there'll be some Joker fatigue. If he keeps it this close, there'll be some Joker fatigue to where, you know what, just give him the MVP. We can't give Joker a third or whatever. Because the Nuggets have been losing as of late while they're winning, which has even opened up. Like, first you had ESPN with the whole race thing. And in the midst of that, Joel has been winning games crazy while the
Yeah.
Nuggets have been on a slide. So now it's
Yeah,
like,
they
oh
they
shit, now
planted
we
the
kind
seed,
of
yo.
have to. So I think he'll win it based on a lot of those factors. But now when we get to the playoffs, I love Embiid, but I don't know. First off, I have to see if he doesn't tire out for a full playoffs run. He hasn't been tiring out these games, so maybe not. But I want to see if his stamina is there. Like if he isn't like huffing and puffing in the fourth to the point where he's not a factor like that anymore. I think he'll do his part in the playoffs, but it's just like James Harden. Do I trust James Harden in the second round against? They'll probably throw Smart on him. They'll probably throw Brown at him. I don't trust that man in the second round, so I don't have him beating the Celtics. And depending how Embiid plays, I won't punish him for it. But yeah, he's my MVP. But then as far as playoffs or anything like that, I'm not expecting too much from him because I kind of already written them off. So where I'm like, nah, I just don't believe anymore. But if he does prove me wrong, salute to that man. I'll be cheering for him over the Celtics 100%. So even though I don't want to see Harden win, but if he does prove me wrong, salute to that man.
Yeah.
Like I hope he does, but at this point, I don't know. I don't have him doing much in the playoffs past the first round, but I do think he's the MVP of the league.
Clean sweep. I got Joel Embiid too. I think he's MVP over Giannis, over Jokic. I think Giannis is second, Jokic is third. And as for the playoffs, I will say this: I trust Joel Embiid. I kind of trust James Harden. Tyrese Maxey, I think, is going to play big in the playoffs. The guy I don't trust at all is their coach. I don't
Yeah, I
trust
think
Doc
he'll be.
Rivers.
I think he'll
I
play
I,
big in the playoffs.
I don't
And
know
then
what
him
it is.
too.
He doesn't give me confidence as a coach, so I do not trust them to get to the finals for that reason. I trust the Bucks over them. However, I do trust Joel Embiid to outplay anyone he plays against in the Eastern Conference. And if he gets to the finals, I trust him to outplay anyone in the NBA Finals.
I agree with that. But even with him outplaying everyone on the Celtics, I still don't see them winning the series. Because I think the other Celtics will outplay everyone else on the Sixers, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a fair assessment. I think the
Yeah,
Jaylen Brown
for that team.
comments
Yeah,
will be interesting to. I need to see because as of right now, I think I'm only picking Philly as of right now. Of course,
Yeah.
there's
yeah.
going to be a point in time we're going to have to solidify our picks. We're going to have to do it. Toward at the end of this,
Yeah,
when the
yeah,
season
yeah.
ends, we're going to have to actually
Four more weeks.
solidify it, like who we really think is
We have to solidify.
winning.
Is it
um,
4 more weeks?
Yeah.
yeah, 4 more weeks.
I
So the
feel like it's
countdown
three,
is
no?
Four
we
more
have to
weeks.
solidify.
April,
Mm-hmm.
March
Getting there.
30th, April 7th, April 4th.
Uh,
So we got
Yeah.
um
I have
go. We good.
one more take. How many
Okay.
minutes we got left? Okay, so I got one more take. My last take is about the NBA. So, what I don't like about the NBA is the players that get it's just the injuries. The problem is they need players just need to play because the in and out stuff is really why you're getting hurt. To be honest with you, that's the honest truth. You can't just all of a sudden, okay, I'm gonna not play, then I'm gonna play, and then you want to use the injury as an excuse to, oh, this is why we need no. Play. You won't get hurt. Your body needs to be consistently playing at a high level, and you won't get as hurt as often. It's the in and out stuff that's the problem, and it's interesting that these trainers are not. Maybe they're saying it. I don't know, but yeah, that's
We
kind
need
of
to
like one of
discuss
my
that
takes
more in
about the
depth
NBA.
next week.
It's starting
I
to
got
really
a
get
lot to
annoying
say about that. A
at
lot.
this point.
yeah, we could talk
Sure,
about that.
Yeah.
no
All
problem.
right, so
Yeah,
another
that
week,
was some of the things that I
another
wanted to say
wrap
today.
up. We
We'll
did a
talk about
great
that next
job.
week for
We
sure.
talked.
Go ahead,
I hope you
sneak peek.
comment. Let us know what you think on these topics. Talk to you soon. Peace.
Peace out.
Peace. Yes, sir.